Get back, JoJo's!
Alright, what's up everybody? It's Kami and welcome back to another JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable anime episode review. Today we're on episode 36, Bites the Dust Part 2, and holy shit, this episode was good. I'm going to keep this way shorter than the other ones are. I know I say this like every single time I go to record, and I have been making them a little shorter, but I'm not feeling all that well. And I got to watching this episode like really late. Like I got around to watching it later than usual, like 3 or 4 hours. So it's gonna go up late anyways. There's not gonna be any gameplay in today's episode. Unfortunately, I don't have any gameplay saved right now. And you know, you guys are here to hear me talk. So starting off with the episode, holy shit, it was hype. All right, everything was hype. The animation was beautiful. The music was beautiful. All this, like, just everything was really good. But the episode starts with Hayato restarting his day like he did last time, where it ended with the Bites the Dust, and everything is continuing like normal. So to try and beat fate, he escapes his house by jumping out of his window and climbing down the tree, and then he ends up being followed by Kira again. So Kira walks back with him to the same spot from last episode, pretty much in the middle of Morio, I guess we'll just call it, where Rohan was. And his death happens again anyways, even though Hayato doesn't end up talking to Rohan. And Hayato's just standing over Kira. Kira's just mocking him, making fun of him, saying that, you know, he can't beat Bites the Dust. And then we see Rohan blow up again, and he dies. And his ghost flies up to heaven, and Raimi sees it. And fucking, dude, Rohan's ghost is like, it looks so sad. It was really like, wow. Raimi started breaking out in tears, and she's like, oh no. And then Kira just walks away. He's like, all right, I'm going to go to work. And Hayato just falls into the ground. And it's raining and stuff still. And he's just crying with despair. And I was like, man, poor Hayato. You know, I felt bad. It was pretty sad. So Koichi shows up. And he walks up to Hayato. And he's like, oh, do you know what time it is? Because my watch isn't working. So Hayato checks the time. And he tells him it's like 8:33 or something. And then he asks if he'd seen him somewhere before. And then Jotaro walks up to the two, and Koichi starts checking Rohan's car because he notices it's there, and he's like, oh, Rohan's not here, that's kind of weird. So Jotaro picks up Rohan's earring that was on the ground, and he's like looking at it, and then Hayato's like, shit, they're gonna find out about Dad, and then they're gonna blow up. So Hayato tries to run off, and then as soon as he starts running, he bumps right into Josuke and Okuyasu, and he falls back. And you know, they're just like, oh, it's Hayato, and he's like, what are you doing here? And they kind of just notice, and Hayato tries to run off yet again, but this time he's like, oh, I have a nosebleed. So Josuke's like, let me see it. So Hayato like punches his nose and fucking like cracks it or something, and he starts bleeding from his nose. And Josuke's like, hold on, see, you're not bleeding anymore, and he heals him with Crazy Diamond. And then he holds up the photo of Hayato recording Kira with the camera, and he's like, hey, you know, do you know about this? Or he was like, what are you doing with the camera? And then Hayato is just like, oh shit, you guys can't ask me any more questions. And they're like, what? What's going on? So Hayato drops down to the ground, and he's still like fucking despaired like crazy. And he pulls the little knife he has in his backpack, which I don't know why this 11-year-old kid has a knife in his pocket, in his backpack pocket. You know, maybe he's a zipper fag. Maybe he has the switchblade. I don't know. I guess that's what's going on here. So he pulls a knife out, and he tries to hold it up to his neck. And then Jotaro walks up to him, and he's like, wait, what's going on? And he turns him around as he's holding the blade, and Hayato's like, oh, I can't cut myself. The blade won't go in. And then Killer Queen shows up, and everybody's like, oh, shit, I recognize that stand anywhere. It's Killer Queen. So they all pull their stands out, and they all try to attack Killer Queen. And they did like a cool little effect where every character had one eye that was purple. And then Killer Queen Bites the Dust activates again, and it's just like boom, and everybody blows up, and Hayato's just screaming his ass off, and he's like, oh no, everybody died. And then it screams, like it transitions with the scream, and it goes back to an hour before. So we're resetting again, going back to that same morning, and Hayato's just screaming and crying in his room. And then Shinobu goes up to, you know, wake him up like normal, and then she leaves. So Hayato this time goes up to the attic, and he puts Stray Cat in his bag, going into his room, and then he lets it get hit by the light, and he holds his school book against it, and he sees that the air bullets do go through, so he finds out that it shoots air bullets. Alright, slight interruption there, but anyways, Hayato finds out the stray cat can shoot air bullets, so he puts it into his backpack and he runs down the stairs. He answers the phone. Shinobu gives Kira his little cup of morning coffee, and this time Shinobu doesn't fall, but Hayato's like, oh, I remember Kira told me that, you know, no matter what, fate will always happen. You know, you can't change fate. And then Kira grabs the cup of coffee and it still breaks, like the handle breaks, and the coffee spills all over him. So then Hayato runs past Kira and he gives him the Luigi death stare from Mario Kart 8. It was great, and then he runs out of the house. So Hayato goes back into the middle of town wondering where Rohan was, not noticing him anywhere. And then he notices Kira standing behind Hayato, standing behind the street, kind of hiding himself with his hat. So Hayato's like freaking out as Kira, you know, walks towards him with the hat. And then Hayato's like, you know what, it's now or never. So he drops his backpack, opens it, stray cat shoots an air bullet at Kira and it hits him in the heart. And Kira like falls back. And Hayato's like, yes, I did it. So then he runs up with stray cat again, close to Kira's face. He's like, all right, now I'm going to kill you, you murderer. And then out of nowhere, Kira just lifts his arm up and punches Hayato and knocks him down. And Kira's like, oh shit, you know, you almost got me there. You're really smart. But if I hadn't spilled that cup of coffee this morning, I wouldn't have put my watch in my pocket. And it turns out that he had his watch in his pocket, and the watch, you know, broke and ended up avoiding him getting the air bullet directly to the heart. Which I always thought it was like really funny about how they do that. And then pretty much after that, the episode just ends. It takes up the time by like a minute, and then we're done. It was a really good episode, really fun. You get to see, you know, Hayato freaking out more. Next episode is going to be Crazy Diamond is Unbreakable, I believe. That's the next episode. Yes, Crazy Diamond is Unbreakable Part 1 is going to be the next episode. So we're going to see Josuke give Kira the stare down probably the beginning of next episode. I'm waiting for that to get animated so bad. That's going to be great. That's going to be next week's episode. But anyways, if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and feel free to subscribe. I do upload JoJo's Bizarre Adventure content, of course, and a couple other things here and there. I upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays usually. If I upload any other day between the week, you know, that's just because I have an extra video lying around that I can upload. And then occasionally on Sundays, not every Sunday, but every now and then, we have shitpost Sundays where I'll upload a really ironic, really bad gag video. So if you guys are into that, you know, into the spicy memes, feel free to subscribe, leave a like on the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.